we've done the support stuff. Let's jump back into the conversation here, Seth. You're teeing us up, Seth. I'm gonna let you finish it off. Pokemon.
Yes. Pokemon. All right, so Pokemon, not Pokemon. We're not boomers. All right. Pokemon had a great Pokemon Presents this week. They announced this a couple days before, very similar to a Nintendo Direct. They showed off a lot of interesting new games. Two of the really big standouts from this were a remake of Diamond and Pearl called Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl. And also a new game that Cameron is rolling B-roll footage for right now called Pokemon Legends. Help me out here. It's
Pokemon Arceus Legends or something like that?
We've got to. I need you, Cameron. While I talk about this, I need you to look up how to pronounce it because we are not going to be one of those podcasts that pronounces it wrong. It drives me crazy. So first, I'm going to start with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining
Pokemon
Pearl.
Legends Arceus. That is how you say
Arceus.
it.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the Diamond and Pearl remakes. This was something that I think a lot of Pokemon diehard fans have been joking about wanting for years. Like it's almost like Elden Ring in the Pokemon community. It's like the thing that everyone is like, every time they have one of these, they're like, they're going to do the Sinnoh remakes. They're going to do the Sinnoh remakes. And finally, they announced them. Very new, awesome, cute new art style. Looks really awesome. However, this Pokemon Legends game, this one is... Cameron, I got to tell you, man, I was watching this and losing my mind. If you've been watching the B-roll here, the trailer plays exactly like the Breath of the Wild trailer. If you remember that Breath of the Wild trailer, there are even some shots, some cinematography that they just pulled straight out. Particularly the camera that flies by the main character and then overshoots and looks at the environment. But truly, I was joking with my fiance. I was like, they're making Horizon Zero Pokemon. It looks like an open world Pokemon game that people have dreamed of. It looks like they are doing that, right? Sneaking through the grass, literally aiming and throwing the Pokeball. It is one of those games where we really don't know much more than what they showed in the trailer. We don't really know what gameplay looks like. The main things we know is it takes place in the Sinnoh region way earlier than Diamond and Pearl. So it's the same region as Diamond and Pearl, but it is probably in a more feudal Japan era. The Pokeballs are steam powered. They literally have little steam holes on the top, and when you catch a Pokemon,
wooden and whatnot, they got latches instead of a button.
Very interesting idea, and that's honestly I love when the Pokemon company gets weird and experiments with new things, right? And so Pokemon Presents is what they're calling it. I think was one of their strongest ones so far. They showed something that fans really wanted, which is a Diamond and Pearl remake, right? Games that have never been remade. They've only existed on the Nintendo DS. And now they are upgrading them. They're coming to Nintendo Switch with brand new art style. And you were rolling some B-roll footage a moment ago. That was.
I'm back to Arceus now. I'm sorry, I'm throwing this around, but I'm back to Arceus.
So I think that on the one hand, that was really awesome that you're giving fans what they want, but then they're showing where Pokemon is going moving forward, right? I remember when Sword and Shield came out, one of the big complaints is people were talking about they're really just not living up to the expectations of what a console Pokemon game could be, right? There was a lot of discussions of this could have been a 3DS game. It feels like a 3DS game. And now when you look at this B-roll, it is a 3D fully rendered world. You could see the wild areas was kind of the test bed for this from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
But now you are roaming around this free open world. It's very cool. It's really interesting, stylized, because since it takes place in feudal Japan, you're wearing very traditional Japanese garments. You're not really wearing the super chic city wear. It's sandals and almost kind of ninja wear a little bit. It's a really interesting aesthetic, and I'm really proud of the Pokemon company for taking a new and, quite honestly, this is an aggressive approach. I would say this is a bold approach to Pokemon. It would have been very easy to just be here's a new region, here's 100 new Pokemon, go get them. No, they're saying we're going to take it back in time. We're going with a pre-existing region. and really trying to experiment more with that core Pokemon franchise. So I'm going to jump it back over to you, Cameron. Tell me, what were your thoughts when you were going into this, watching this Pokemon Presents?
Let's talk about this, because the question I want to ask and talk about, like, especially with Pokemon Legends and with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, are number one with Legends. Asking the question, it may sound silly, but really want to get our thoughts. Like, is moving Pokemon to open world mechanics really the best thing for the franchise? Interesting question there. And then in regards to the Diamond and Pearl remakes, we've kind of the thing I've been seeing a lot of people pop online just saying that they just let me see if I can grab the video again here. They just did not like the new look of Diamond and Pearl, and the fact that it's kind of chibi and squashed down a little bit. It's not like what were the other remakes that we just got, like Let's Go Pikachu or anything like that. And should we really be mad at these kind of this new graphical style, the chibi style that they're trying to do? I will say my thoughts on it. I have not. It's Pokemon. I will be the first person to say Diamond and Pearl, I have no great attachments to those two specific versions. Like, okay, it's totally fun.
Can I with one thing?
Go.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. That is, I literally pulled up the Pokemon Presents,
Arceus,
and
okay.
that is what the English voiceover translator said. Arceus. So
Okay.
I just wanted to get it clear, but sorry, go ahead.
With Pokemon Legends, I don't know. I really don't. It looks cool. It looks great. Open world is cool. I know that was one of the big things, that it felt like Sword and Shield took a few steps in that direction, but then kind of like it felt like they hesitated and no, let's go back to what we know. Let's take time, and maybe that was for the best. It's to say, let's take some time and make sure we nail this before we just like cannonball dive in here and make a bad Pokemon game. Which they didn't. Sword and Shield was fun. But I'm really curious. I'm curious. I think that is my word that I have for Pokemon Legends is curiosity, to see how that game is going to do, and how it's going to play. If it's going to, one of the things, especially with an established franchise, that you definitely have to watch out for, and we all know this, is that when you try something new, it's great to try something new, but you also have to balance that new stuff with making sure that what people enjoy about the franchise, kind of some of the main pillars or themes, stays there. And I'm curious if I think that, like you said, this is such a big swing into like the new territory. As far as like, I'm watching the video again, not rolling the B-roll, like, catching Pokemon. It wasn't like let's go into battle. It was like you're in a bush and you throw a Pokeball manually and it catches it. And even when fighting, like, you're out in the world and you're fighting, there are no, like, the RPG-ness of the game. It's not there. And I'm curious to know if fans of the franchise, there were enough fans jumping up and down about how Diamond and Pearl remakes didn't look the way they wanted it to be. I'm slightly concerned how those fans are going to come up, and how fans in general, not just those fans, but just fans in general, are going to receive and take this new game in, and if they're going to be like, this is great, or no, I don't like these changes. Because I'm sure you're gonna counterbalance me, Seth, with like this thought process, but I think that one of the things with Pokemon that everybody's joked about is Pokemon is baby's first RPG. It is a kid's game. It is for kids. It's always been for kids. We grew up with it, so we're going to play it regardless. But those RPG-like mechanics have really helped children, especially if you're, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, ease into the game. And I'm curious to know how this open world concept, depending on how it plays, of course, and how throwing Pokeballs and fighting Pokemon, how that's going to react, especially to a younger audience, if their parents get it for them. Or if it's something in the case where, this is where I think you might you probably jump on with me as well, Seth, is that as we've kind of seen, they're kind of branching Pokemon off into two sects, and you have the games that everybody loves and can enjoy and plays just like they always have, and the remakes and the Let's Go series and stuff like that, and then the new games for the young adults and adult people like us that kind of branch and take that gameplay into a new narrative, like Sword and Shield, like our Pokemon Legends. There, that's what I'm really curious about.
Yeah, it's Pokemon is a really interesting franchise. It is the world's largest franchise or most profitable. You know, it's bigger than Star Wars as far as just generated revenue. And I would even say, oh yeah, for sure, dude. Look it up. Look up how much money Pokemon makes. It is staggering. But the thing about to talk about Pokemon Legends in particular, I mean, it really feels like Breath of the Wild. Like I remember these same conversations happening when Breath of the Wild was announced. There were people who were a little cynical of it. They were like, "Wait a second, there's what's the thing? Like this is not a traditional Zelda game. Where are the dungeons? Where are these things?" And they were saying, "Where are these things?" Right? And when the game came out, we saw it was not a traditional Zelda game. It was an evolution of that formula, right? But it still had the DNA of Zelda. It had, Link and Zelda were in the game. There was a Master Sword and the Hylian Shield, right? There was Hyrule, right? Ganon. All of those things were there, but they definitely found a way to innovate that formula and make it really interesting and really compelling. And when you look at Pokemon, yeah, what you're talking about with Pokemon battles are in that game. They've already, if you go watch that trailer, they show a Pokemon battle.
Yep.
The wild Pokemon are still roaming around. You're throwing balls at them in kind of like a almost like a third person action game kind of approach.
Yeah.
But you're still throwing Pokeballs to catch monsters. You're still going to towns. I would probably say there may be villages in this case, right? Since it's in the feudal era. You are still, I'm sure there's going to be a villain organization, right? Some kind of shadow organization. I hope they're a little bit I don't know. One of my complaints with Sword and Shield was I felt like Team Yell was kind of like a nerfed version. I was like, dude, remember when Team Rocket was a criminal organization? They took over a skyscraper, and then we went to basically the dark side of fandom, right? And so I really hope that they kind of I think about the fruit ninjas, the literal fruit ninjas from Breath of the Wild. They were scary ninjas that would attack you with real ninja weapons. But then you found out they just wanted bananas. To me, that's so Nintendo, right? It's adults are intrigued by the conflict, but then they, everyone can laugh at the fact that, oh, these ninjas just love bananas, right?
Yeah.
So looking at Pokemon, you're right. There's multiple audiences here, but I will say this to you, Cameron. Do not let anything that the Pokemon community says influence what you think. The Pokemon community that watches video game news is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. Pokemon is the world's largest franchise.
Yeah.
It is bigger than anything you can imagine, and there is no core fandom that's going to make or break the game. This game will come out, it will sell extremely well. I would say a lot of people considered Sword and Shield to be maybe not the strongest Pokemon games, still the best-selling Pokemon game of all time by margins, right? And so when you look at what Pokemon does, they are going to be successful no matter what, because the appeal of Pokemon has always been catching Pokemon, training them up, and battling them, right? And these games are going to have that. I like that Diamond and Pearl look. I remember playing Diamond and Pearl. That was a game that resonated with me because that was when I was in my early teenager years. So I remembered how much fun I had with blue and red, then gold and silver. But that was when I was really young as a kid. Diamond and Pearl was the first game I remember playing and knowing how to play the game, right? Oh, I can breed Pokemon. Oh, I need to make sure and put the right moves on them.
Don't forget to set up your EV points and stuff. Those are
exactly. And I didn't quite metagame that hard, but I knew that you could breed a Ditto with another Pokemon to clone it, right? That kind of stuff that when you're really young kid, you're just I like Pikachu, Thunderbolt, just like in the show, So that's why I'm really excited about this. And it was really fun to see some of those new environments kind of come back to life. But all in all, what I think my takeaway from this is Pokemon is still innovating. They are still trying out new things. And you have to understand, anytime the Pokemon company does something that may be confusing to you, they are managing the world's largest brand. Like, the most profitable IP on planet Earth is Pokemon. It is recognized in more countries. It makes more money than any other franchise. And that means it's got to be accessible and enjoyable for billions of people, right? And I think that they do a great job of, I'll admit, they're not as aggressive as I'd like them to be in like innovating and coming up with new ideas, but boy, they're doing it now. Like, these two games, like, the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I'm not going to say they're like innovative. They're remakes, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I just say,
But looking at Pokemon Legends, and it is Pokemon Legends : whatever that word was. Like, that means that this is very likely a new branch of the Pokemon, portfolio of games. And so there may be another one of those Pokemon Legends games that takes place in another region or with another legendary. And then they maybe have that more traditional baby's first RPG that a lot of people are familiar with, right? And I think that's an interesting and cool dichotomy for them to kind of experiment with. They've been really experimentative on the Switch. They've kind of had to be, because it's like Pokemon's always been a handheld franchise, and now it's coming to a console that really can output console quality graphics, and so people expected a visual bump. And I think they're doing a good job of like easing into that and finding out where Pokemon's going to fit best in this new world of, one device for on the go and at home. So
we'll definitely see. I'm really curious. I'm curious. Our Pokemon Legends isn't coming out until next year anyway. We're expecting the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl games this fall. I'm sure they're going to be hits. I'm sure I'm probably going to end up getting it because I love Pokemon. So it doesn't, we will see. We will see.
What you gonna get, Diamond or Pearl?
If I remember right, I think I'm a Diamond dude. Who's the silver guy? Not Dialga. I can't. Yeah, the Diamond.
You're getting way more technical than even I need to be. The answer is Diamond is unbreakable, right? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Diamond is unbreakable.
I'm getting Diamond. That's what I plan to get.
Pearl is not unbreakable. Diamond is unbreakable.
Diamond is unbreakable.